TRYNDAMERE, for one of the greatest warriors of the Freljord, you look mighty like your 29 concept art. So yeah, it's about time to change that. First of all, we have to dive into who TRYNDAMERE is. Fueled by unbridled fury and rage, TRYNDAMERE once carved his way through the Freljord, openly challenging the greatest warriors of the north to prepare himself for even darker days ahead. The wrathful barbarian has long sought revenge for the annihilation of his clan, though more recently he has found companionship with Ashe, the ever-risen War Mother, and a home with her people. His almost inhuman strength and fortitude is legendary, and has delivered him and his new allies countless victories against the greatest of odds. TRYNDAMERE's clan was known for their worship of the Iron Boar, one of the big primal gods of the Freljord. Ornn, Anivia, Volibear and the Seal Sister. One night, the tribe witnessed an unnatural storm from the east, where the Darkin Aatrox stood before them. Some of the barbarians bowed to him under the belief that he was their boar god, but he slaughtered them all. Filled with rage, TRYNDAMERE charged at Aatrox, but was swatted away. As he lay on the verge of death, Aatrox imbued him with Darkin blood magic. It activated from TRYNDAMERE's rage and his willpower and thirst for vengeance, preventing him from dying. For his looks. In his stories, TRYNDAMERE is described as a giant of a man. He has grey hair in his beard and hair. TRYNDAMERE is also the name of one of Riot Games' founders, and like Rise, the other nod to the founders, he was released 29 a few patches later. TRYNDAMERE's design is simple: man too angry to die. Man with big sword and big helmet. But it fails to make him interesting. What is his selling point? What part of his design speaks to players that is not just gameplay? And what part of his story is shown in-game other than warrior? To answer this question, I started the design process and first things first, created a new body. I wanted TRYNDAMERE's body to reflect the battle with Aatrox. Similar to Pantheon, who has this giant scar on his chest, TRYNDAMERE should have a similar mark. This decision should inform a lot of the evolving design for TRYNDAMERE. There was the question, where to put the scar: face, chest, stomach, shoulder. And if you played TRYNDAMERE a bit and tested his joke, well...
My right arm is a lot stronger than my left arm.
And I thought, what if I make his right arm really stronger than his left? Here it was important to not go too deep into the cave territory, so I decided to simply give him a scar on his shoulder, but make it stand out. Here I have to explain a bit more about my thoughts. I wanted to make TRYNDAMERE stand out from the other Freljordian champions. He is no Iceborn, and his worship is nowhere to be seen yet. Reworks often rewrite a bit of the story and change or develop the story further. What if part of TRYNDAMERE's survivability comes from his connection to the Iron Boar? There are some amazing side facts about the Iron Boar hidden in voice lines of champions. First, the Iron Boar is actually female. Volibear says that
my sisters are gods of ice and salt and everwinter. And Ornn, a liar.
The equivalent of the fox in the Ionian spirit realm is the fallow fox in the Freljord. And most importantly, that the Iron Boar does not like the fox. And there is one person in the Freljord who has the ability to not die. So I thought, what if the Iron Boar did interfere and TRYNDAMERE also got imbued with the powers of the goddess, the Iron Blessings merged with the blood magic. This is how it could look like. From his scar there is metal crawling over his skin, eventually covering his chest and right arm, giving his uncovered chest a reason to be uncovered. I played with the idea of giving him the face of the Iron Boar on his chest, but thought it too much on the nose. This visual difference sets TRYNDAMERE apart from regular humans, while not making him something different. With the body finished, TRYNDAMERE looks a lot better. I also did a few explorations of the face and thought, yeah, why not? As TRYNDAMERE is named after Mark Merrill, why not make him as close as possible? And it was amazing how good his face actually fits TRYNDAMERE, and sets him apart from the normal League champions. In contrast to Garen, Darius, Graves and Tarek, Tryndamere's face is elongated and does not share the jaw as wide as a boulder. The outfit. Now that we established who Tryndamere is, we have to clothe him properly to support his ongoing themes. Tryndamere has a couple of qualities you could build upon. The Death Knight, where we could give him some warrior-like armor and go ham on the iron and steel aspect. The Berserker, to emphasize the wild nature of Tryndamere and his savageness, I gave him some bone accents and took away his helmet. This Tryndamere has not only fought man but also beast. King. Tryndamere wearing some more formal attire that shows off his clan's insignia, as well as giving him some fur to make him look more royal. This would enhance the king part in his title, the Barbarian King.
There could also be the Boar Knight, a version of Tryndamere where his faith is the center of his character.
Duelist or Killmonger. Tryndamere collecting some trophies from the days he went out to duel the best warriors of the Freljord. Darkin. Tryndamere is consumed by the power of blood magic. His armor is similar to the corrupted form of Aatrox and Cain. After comparing all the forms to each other, I took all the things I thought best fitting to the character and merged them into the final base design. So why am I saying base design? Riot's rework plans for Tryndamere do look like this. We want to preserve his split-pushing identity with crit item scaling. We'd keep his kit straightforward and simple along with his iconic ultimate. But his healing, early power, expression and effectiveness in teamfights are areas we'd want to dig into with an update. Teamfight areas and split push brought me back to the duality of his powers, Darkin and Demigod. What if Tryndamere's ultimate depends on the amount of allies that are surrounding him? And my thoughts went like, how would Tryndamere fight when he faces foes? I was very certain that he would look out for his mates in fighting together, like a boar mother that defends her young ones, but reckless and feral when alone. That he would more easily tap into the blood magic of the Darkin when he knows that no ally is around. His abilities could be more offensive in split push form and more defensive or with added CC in boar form. Ranges and cooldowns stay the same, but the effect changes. And this is how the two forms would differ. Now we only have to find out about his weapon, and then we can finalize his design. Tryndamere's sword, or the swords of his kin, are made in the image of the iron boar tusks, something that does not really come across in his design. So I made some different designs that could tell the story better. Even though I could make an argument for the intertwined horns, I chose the two last designs. One looking like a boar's tusks, one looking like a boar's head. I actually was fine with both ideas, but the final sword fits the fighting style of a boar a lot better. Wide and slashing strikes with the horns and with the possibility to wield it to pierce as well as to slash like an axe. Now that we have all the pieces, let me present to you the final design, and let's press R. I put out more videos about redesigns of other champions and League of Legends design content, so check out the channel, leave a like, share and follow if you enjoy it. It really helps out. This was Arthis, and I see you in the next one.